Welcome back, everybody, to the ZMAM show. I got Dustin here in the background.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
We're talking Black Mirror, Season 5, the first episode, and the first episode only. And we're going to talk just this first few minutes just about the setup, okay? So if you've already seen it, then you'll probably already know a little bit about this. But if you haven't, this will just give you an overall setup. But again, so we're not going to spoil anything crazy on this, because this one was a crazy freaking episode, if you do agree,
Yes.
Dustin.
I agree, and it's very much in line with kind of the Black Mirror theme. If you've seen the show, or maybe you haven't seen the show, I would say it's kind of, if you describe it, it's like technology meeting humanity, and it's
With some twists.
we're on the edge of these things. Like, these things could happen, in a few years, or tomorrow, or 10 years down the road. But it's like these technological advancements that kind of push us along, and how humanity interacts with that, and how people interact with that, and kind of the ethical decisions people make. So it's a very interesting show. If you've seen it on Netflix, or you've heard anything, and you maybe think it's kind of too far out there for you, I would recommend just give a few episodes a watch, because it's not as far out there as you think. It's actually really intriguing. A lot of the episodes they make you think, and it's like, oh man, like that could happen.
So
like, I could
Dustin's
see that
been
happening.
He's been on it for a while. I just jumped in on it. I started with season 5, so you don't have to know anything from previous seasons. You can just jump in and just start watching.
It's all in the anthology. All the episodes are separate and unique. Most of them are good, I would say. There are a couple that aren't as good as the others, but I would say for the most part they're all pretty good.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll talk season 5, episode 1, Striking Vipers.
Striking Vipers.
If I had to give a brief synopsis, it's kind of two male friends that used to be roommates. They were pretty close. They grew up. One started a family. The other lived kind of more of a bachelor lifestyle, successful, kind of downtown thing.
So Danny is Anthony Mackie, and he's doing the family deal. And then Carl is his good buddy. And again, he's living the bachelor life kind of. Well, this and that, right?
And they used to play this video game called Striking Vipers when they were younger and roommates. And
it's like Street Fighter.
Yeah, it very much like Street Fighter, like a fighting game. And Danny kind of grew away from that as he got married. And he had a kid. He stopped playing games. And Carl shows up at his birthday and has the new version of the game and gives him this VR attachment for his game system so that they could actually play it in VR, and then starts the craziness of kind of what pursues and what ensues after that, and some other things kind of twist, and we won't give that away, but it's interesting. So if you haven't seen it and it sounds interesting, I'd say give it a watch.
It's definitely not like because your Dustin's wife, she jumped in at first. She was kind of like, I don't want to watch this, but she ended up watching it and she loved it. So don't think that it's got video games in it or it's sci-fi. There is some solid drama and some twisting of just some mind-blowing stuff. And because technology is all around us, whether it be video games or cell phones, satellites around us, video cameras, and on our faces everywhere we go, it's everywhere. So I think this relates to every human being, and it's easy to get sucked into these shows.
Yeah, they're very human stories. So yeah, I'd say my wife was in it, and she was intrigued in the first few minutes. So I'd say give it a shot.
Okay, so that's our setup. So that was just a little it was almost 4 minutes, but either way. So now, if you don't want to know spoilers, you don't know what really got into this, please hang up the line now and maybe come back on and visit us later. But if you're ready, here we go. So Dustin, let's just get straight into it, man. I mean, so the VR set that what Carl gave Danny, it basically ports your whole mind and brain basically into this game, right? And you're like one for one, like you actually can do the moves, I guess. And
you feel like the person, and it made it seem like when they first started fighting, like, is it going to hurt, or like, will I feel it? And they could feel the pain. Like,
he said
felt very
you'll
realistic.
feel it all.
Yeah. So they start fighting, and they're going at it, and they pick their favorite characters from before. And
so Carl's playing this. I don't know if she's Thai or Chinese or not Chinese. She's definitely not Chinese, but maybe even Korean type, a female fighter.
Yeah.
And then Danny.
Roxy is her name.
Oh, Roxy, nice. And so then Danny's playing the male, I guess, other side of that character, kind of like reminds me of kind of like a Liu Kang almost, kind of going.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But
so Danny's playing Lance, Carl's playing Roxy, and
Lance and
they
Roxy.
go at it for a while, and then all of a sudden they kind of embrace and like
Yeah, they're
I don't know
like,
if it's Carl that made the first move and like tried to kiss
I
Danny.
think they almost kind of go in at it together. I don't. It
Yeah,
wasn't one or the other. It's like they just kind of met and with these eyes locked. And mind you, so just give a little recap on Danny. Not a huge recap, but just remember he's into that lull in his marriage. I mean, we saw him at
yeah,
the birthday party. He was staring. Well, he first was talking to the one female, and then I guess their pants kind of fell down a little lower, and she realized, turned around, and he just. I don't even think he realized he was doing it, but he was
yeah.
staring straight.
And she kind of caught him looking,
Because even when he
and
does, he was like, "Oh shit, what am I doing?"
yeah, it definitely seemed like he was bored or wasn't getting what he needed from his marriage anymore. There was that little lull where he's kind of looking around and
Right.
other women are catching his attention. So but
But
I
he never
think
made
you're
it.
right. I don't think that he really noticed or really paid attention. It was just
Yeah,
kind of
and he wasn't making
subconsciously.
moves. He wasn't.
Yeah,
I mean, I think he was tempted, very close to. In fact, I
right.
think there was one other situation he was. But yeah, when these two get into this game, and it's like, I guess, I mean, that's the odd thing about it. So I mean, the real question is, was their friendship just platonic? Just
Right.
normal guys, or were they homosexual? But maybe they didn't realize it. And
Yeah.
I think the show, this episode, even raises further questions to: is sexuality, is it as I don't know if you want to call it monogamous or whatever, but is it like, is it how we perceive it? Should be male and female, or even just male, or is it open to anything and everything? And
Well,
it's
and the way they set it up here is it made it even more complex because it technically is a male and female in the game,
true.
right?
Yeah,
So,
but they're two guys on the
but there's two
outside.
guys actually playing, so
Oh
it's
man,
two men feeling whatever sensation they're feeling in the game because of the VR set. But when you're in the game, and from Danny's perspective, he's a male, and that's
yeah,
an attractive female who
right.
he obviously had some attraction to that female
But see,
character.
that bothers me with Carl a little bit. Not bothers me, but you know what I mean. Like, because he's a male looking at another male, because this question keeps coming back and forth. Like, are they? Aren't they? And they hit on that big time towards the end,
Yeah,
right? When Danny's like, they show up, it's raining and stuff like that. He's like, "All right, man, kiss me," dude. I mean, I was just like, "Wow." I guess we're just gonna jump on in and see what's
yeah,
what.
but it was interesting because they did that, and it seemed like there wasn't
Yeah,
anything
like,
there. It was like
no.
no, no.
So maybe it was
So yeah,
just
what
the
So maybe
fantasy.
it's not Carl. I think what I got from Carl's experience is he's just never felt that type of sensation or like that excitement. Like there's
Or even
something about
friendship
that
too,
setting.
probably.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, most of the women he had were younger. He couldn't relate to them. They
Oh,
were
she was always getting on her phone
always on her
afterwards, and
phone and like doing like social media stuff, which he was just kind of like, there was a disconnect there from I think a more intellectual
yeah,
level.
yeah.
Physical was there, but I think he needed that extra, that intellectual connection that he had with Danny because they were obviously really good friends.
And it
Um,
was amazing because after that first encounter, and they're like, "Yeah, that was weird stuff. Let's just get on. Let's just play. Let's just get normal, whatever." And dude, it's like as soon as like round one fight, and they go and tackle each other, and it is
yeah,
on like Donkey Kong immediately. And I tell you, it was a lot of just my jaw was just dropped because I was just.
yeah,
And Mackie played such a great. I mean, he's a good. I like him. He's a really good actor, not just
yeah.
because of Marvel. I just think he's good. I've seen him in some other stuff too. There's another movie called Io. He was in. He plays. And it's just him and this other girl, and they did a really good job. So. And then the other actors as well, and his wife Theo, you start kind of feeling
Oh
bad
yeah,
for her too, because she doesn't know what's up, and it's kind of like he's cheating, but he's not cheating. But I mean, yeah, it kind of is because
and
he
she
can't.
she, she
Go
kind
ahead.
of called him out like, what's going
Oh,
on? Is it another
she knew,
is
and
it
she knew
someone
what
else?
was up because he's not a very good liar clearly, and
Yeah,
hiding things, and but yet he tried to play it off, and he can't get it up to go to bed with her anymore. And she's like, "You haven't touched me. You don't even put your hand around me." So I mean, women, they could tell. Those are tall tale signs all over the place. And,
but that was so interesting because usually it is like it's another woman, right? That
right.
that the guy's seeing or like has
Like this isn't
started a
awkward.
relationship with, but it's like he didn't really know how to address it either because he's like, I'm not cheating, like I'm
Yeah.
doing this thing in this game, and then he starts to realize like this is wrong,
Yeah.
this is affecting my marriage, and
Right.
I'm gonna cut it off with
With Carl.
Carl, and
Right.
Carl Carl had a really hard time with
Carl
that.
wasn't really buying in. He's just like, "No, dude, you got to got to keep going. It's just, or then he goes, well, how about, every other week or, once, twice a month or something. And
yeah, once a month, man.
Mackey's like, no, man. I mean, it was like an addictive drug, really. And,
Yeah.
I made the comment just earlier in the episode just saying about how, is it that they were gay or this, that, but also, are they just maybe bisexual, or is it just the fantasy in general that it's like,
right.
It's just like the opportunity in front of you. It's like, no, I really don't prefer men. I actually do love women, but in this game, I could do whatever the hell I want, and so, and that's an interesting concept. And
yeah, you're kind of like you're this avatar or whatever, so you're almost a different thing, and
I guess the game developers didn't quite think this one out when they were putting it. And not to mention that forget to mention that Dust and I are avid gamers and game quite often together. Now we're not playing Mortal Kombat 11, whatever's out these days, or any Street Fighter and this and that. It's usually stupid ass little games or shooters. But I don't see us getting into a match. We're like got our guns ready, and I'm like, hey Dustin,
hey, what's up?
What's up, baby?
What's up? Yeah, and I don't think our VR experience is quite that sophisticated either.
I mean, I'm getting ready because it's so like, what? I mean, the concept is so mind-blowing. That's why I love.
That's why I love the show. It's like they have these ideas that you just don't think about. Like, we've gotten into VR lately with the PlayStation VR, and we've had a lot of fun with games like Firewall and other first-person shooters. And it's like someone takes that and has this idea of, well, what if you could feel everything, and then all of a sudden this happened, and it's like this next level thought that most people don't consider, but it's just really intriguing. And
which, mind you, we're super far away from getting probably that, but I mean, you never know. I mean, like I said to you the other day, I mean, who would have thought you could be holding a controller wirelessly from your TV or your PlayStation or your phone? I mean, those are mind blowing. So it's just a matter of time before you unlock these different levels. But we're almost coming up on 12 minutes ish, so let's talk numbers right quick for this episode, Dustin.
Yeah, I gave this episode 7 out of 10.
Now, and I know you've seen several, and this was my first experience with Black Mirror, and I will say this was a great starter. So if any of you are out there, like Dustin was saying, if you haven't checked it out and you want to see like the most recent, check out this first episode. Now, even on IMDb, I think this one got a little bit less than the second one, which we're going to talk in the next video.
Yeah.
But I'm giving this one an 8 just because it was just a real shock to me, and it really gripped me and kind of tossed me into it. And so I got the fever now to see some more Black Mirror, and so I got the episodes on standby. It's just a matter of me getting to them. So in the next episode, and we're going to try and release later this week.
Yeah, and we could, I think as you start to watch some of the earlier episodes, we can always go back and discuss those, because there are some really good episodes, and I'd be interested to see how you score them, because my benchmark is set with those, and like I know how good they were. Yeah. And this one was good, but I like some of the earlier episodes better.
And that's a good point, because I mean, there's always better ones that could top, and Dustin gave me a list, so in that way maybe we can come back and tell you, the audience, which ones are worth your time, because let's face it, there's a lot of shows out there, and you gotta kind of pick which ones we're going to spend our time on, right?
Yep.
All right, Dustin. Well, yeah, so basically Striking Vipers, it had drama, it had some excitement, it had some sexuality, some twists,
Twist. Not to mention, so the girl fighting character, Roxy.
Oh, sorry, Roxy.
Was Pom Klimtief. She's from Guardians of the Galaxy. She played
that
Volume
was
2.
her. Yeah, the antenna. Mantis one.
Yeah, that's who that was.
That's
it took me a
awesome.
second to realize it too. And I'm like, oh yeah.
Now that you said it, I totally recognize her.
Pretty hot.
Yeah,
like,
she is.
She looked good.
When you got those antennas on your head, you look.
I know,
crazy.
Right? She did look a little different, but yeah,
and real quick,
attractive.
Let's talk about the very, very ending. So basically, right? So she gets out the game and the thing, and it's his birthday, and she gives it to him, right? And he goes to, I guess, get on, and Carl's on there too. So I guess they came to an arrangement. So after he exposed everything, this and that, he came to an arrangement. And I guess so. One time a year, she lets him do his thing to get his excitement, and she takes off her wedding ring and goes out to get her a little taste at the local club bar, right?
Yep.
Now, was there anything else I missed there? I think that was most of the flashback stuff.
No, I think those are the big moments, and I loved how it ended. Honestly, it was good. Like they came to this agreement to where, hey, once a year, we kind of take everything off. Like, I'll take my ring off. You can have
it's something to look forward to, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, there's still some excitement there. Like, there's other things that can go on, but whew.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
very good episode.
Good. So with that said, we've given our scores, we gave you our synopsis and our spoilers. So with that said, we hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to like and subscribe. Dustin, of course, joins us in for a lot of these like TV show reviews and some other things. He's also part of our Dead Nightmare series. Go check that out on the channel. Other than that, this is the ZMAM Show. This is Mike, and we'll see you at the next review.
Later.